Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And what I want to show you today here is my G-Shock, the Mudmaster GWG 1000. And what I want to show you is the actual functionalities and plus and I guess cons and pros of this watch. I've been using it for quite a few years, maybe 4 or 5 years. And I had some questions. I had some people asking me to show the functions of these watches, and probably even the new one, the GWG 2000, will probably have the same functions, I believe. But anyway, to get to this, for people who know the watch, it's pretty thick, pretty rugged. This is the actual sensor cover. The sensor is behind, and you have these 4 buttons on the side, the main buttons, and then you have this crown here, which serves as a button when it's unwinded, and then you have this main button on the bottom that's actually for the LED light. You're not going to be able to see it now because it's during the day, it's not dark. So I'll just show you the main functions, and I'll share with you my experiences with this watch. As you can see, it has some wear on these plastics here, obviously because it's been worn for a few years, and actually it's not in bad shape. The thing is that you can actually, if you end up breaking this thing or scratching it badly or whatever, you can actually replace this whole kind of rubberish cover that's connected to the base of the watch inside, because this thing is loose actually right here. It just sits on top of the actual watch underneath the casing, and it serves as a protective layer. And this is replaceable, and it's actually cheap to get this plastic protector. So I think it's like $15 or something like that online or possibly on eBay. These bolts here, they don't serve a purpose. They're actually for decoration purposes. You're just gonna need to open these bolts here on the side. But I'll show this. I'll show you this in another video because I'm been buying some parts for this watch so I can customize it and change the outside. I'm going to change this bezel, and I'm going to change the bracelet in a different video, so please stay tuned to watch it. And to get to the functions of this watch now, as you can see, you have the 2 arrows, and then you have the second hand, and the main menu actually of what you need to see is here with this gold dial. And when it starts moving to the left, then it'll show you which function you are. Most of the time they actually made it really easy. If you need to use some of these first functions, they're available right now, so you don't need to go anywhere. And these functions are actually the compass. It's this button, and then you have the altimeter, which is what height you are at, and the compass just works very easy. You just press it, and the second hand is what shows you the actual direction of north. And on the bottom, it'll show you whether you're gonna get to the actual 0 degrees north. So you're gonna have to twist the watch to get to that point, and it's 0. Okay, to show you the experience, I wanted to show you something about this compass. If you get it out of the box, unfortunately most of the time you're gonna need to actually adjust this compass. I didn't know that there's an adjustment on this. and sometimes they're not on these watches. They're not accurate. Actually, they need to a little bit of an adjustment, and the adjustment happens is when you open this screw dial here, the crown bezel, and when you get it out, then it pops out, and then you can actually adjust it and move it to whatever direction you need it to go to. So that's, please guys, remember, it may not be as accurate, when you get it out of the box. So make sure you do your due diligence and see which direction is north, and that, in that case, you can actually adjust it and kind of start from where it's supposed to be, because it happened to me, and I'm sure it'll happen to, all of you guys. Well, maybe not all of you, but anyway, just to make sure, adjust it or check it, and then if it needs adjustment, adjust it. Then you have this altimeter, and you just press it, and it'll show you which, the height above sea level. Okay, I have it in meters. Some people have it in feet. I'm used to meters, so that's what I'm using on this thing. Another thing with this altimeter, it's actually not very, very, like, it's accurate, pretty much accurate, but it's not extremely accurate. And the reason is it's because this the altimeter, actually, I'm not sure how a normal sensor for height will work, but the information on this watch, to give you this number, the watch actually collects from the sensor by using the actual barometric pressure of the air. So we already have the barometric pressure, and that's what it's using. It's calculating, in whatever way, the height. So you may need to adjust that one too when you get it out of the box, just to make sure that you're in the right position. Then you can, when you're driving when you're going up and down the stairs of a building, you'll probably be able to see the difference of the numbers. Again, this is adjustable with this crown. When you get it out, and it pops out, and then you can actually, when it pops out like this, you need to get with your nails. You need to pop it one more time, and now it's gonna ask for adjustment. And actually, the arrows go like this because they want to give you the space so you can watch the screen. I'm not gonna do it now because mine is adjusted. So this is the way this works with the altimeter. And if you want to go back, this is the ancient time of what you saw. Is actually, the H stands for the power of the battery, and right now it's in high. So that's how you check your battery. You need to hold this menu button. You just hold it here, and then it'll give you time. Well, it'll show you that it's going back to time, and it'll show you that high or medium is when the battery is in medium level, and then high level. So that's how you check your battery. And the first thing is the barometric measurement here on this thing, and you can do this by pressing it, and it'll show you this, the 971 HPA. I think it's something pascals, pascals maybe. And when you leave it in this level, actually in this screen, the watch will start measuring whether the pressure is going up on low or high. Usually on low pressure, that means it's about to rain. High pressure, it's sunny weather. And right now this is it's cloudy today here, and it'll probably rain a little bit later. And that's why these two dots are measuring going downwards in a down direction. And yes, this is the barometric. The first dot was actual normal time default setting or default screen. Then you go to temperature. So you press this, you go into temperature, and it's 28 Celsius. Again, I'm in Celsius. And what you need to do here with this is, you measure this. I'll give you a piece of advice. If you have this watch on your hand, This watch will pick up the temperature because the sensor being so close to your skin right here. It'll pick up the temperature of your hand, and especially when it's been sitting on your hand. And to get a correct temperature reading, you're gonna need to get this watch out off your hand and leave it somewhere. And of course, if you leave it in the sun, it's gonna read a higher temperature. So it's up to you whether you leave it in the sun or in shade. But again, if you leave it in shade, of course, you're gonna read the proper temperature of your surroundings. That's just something to keep in mind. That has been my experience with this. Of course, you can still adjust it with this if you need to, and the same with the barometric pressure. And next function, moving down on the left, DSC. I believe this was a record keeping. Yeah, this, because it says rec. So this was some kind of a record that the watch keeps. If you want to keep it to record where you've been, and when you move, in direction up and down, that will record it actually. Then you go to the timer. Again, the timer is, you use these two buttons to use on the timer. And then you go backwards timer, and that one is set with this thing again and the two buttons here. And then you have the alarm, of course, and I have my signal actually off right now. And then you can go to world timekeeping, so that's a second time if you want to keep. It's actually about to start raining, but so this actual time, okay, I have it here on a European time. And the way you set this, again, if you want to have a different set time set for another time zone around the world, you open this dial and you push it out, and this thing would give you the measurement actually of the city. So the way you set this up is right here. The second hand will show you, like right now, this is Athens time, Athens in Greece. And when you move this dial up, left or right to all these different cities, that's the time zones that you will set this watch to. So I'm not going to move it, but you move it with this. You move it with this dial again. You see it'll move to a different direction, and accordingly the watch will start moving the time zones. So that's the second time zones, second time zone that you want to keep. And the last thing is this, the signal. That's the signal that the phone receives at night, to get itself back to normal accuracy. And that's the atomic keeping is what they call it. And as you can see, it was received on January 29th. Actually, is the last time they was received at 1 o'clock in the morning. The deal with this receiving is you can do it manually if you need to. And I believe this was this is the bottom button right here, is to you have to hold it in order to make it receive. Now it's receiving, but on here on the right side, it needs to start getting the signal from the satellites. And the way this works is this watch will need open sky to get a clean signal. If you're inside a building, you'll probably not get a signal. And if you're in a building, you need to be close to the windows, so it'll get a reading. Sometimes it'll get, sometimes you won't. So just keep that in mind. So it'll need to go to L3, and as you can see now, it didn't even get a signal. So it gave us an error, and it's possibly maybe because the weather is getting kind of messed up around. We have bad weather, so possibly maybe because of storms, whatever. But you can press it here. Keep in mind that the watch receives this. It has an automatic setting to receive these signals 4 times at night, I believe it was 12 o'clock, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and 4 a.m. So it'll try every night 4 times to get a signal and, check itself and see if it's accurate. So you don't really need to do it manually unless you want to do it, because the watch does it automatically. And this is pretty much like all these functions, because we're at the RC level, and then if you press one more time, it's just gonna go back to normal. And this is the day and the date and altimeter back to normal again. And I believe this will change right here. Yeah, this changes the actual dial. It goes to the time that we have right now, and then it'll change to the date, and then it'll give you the barometric pressure and the date. That's the different options that whatever option you want to keep this, and this is the button for this. If you want to change most of the settings on the watch, actually, when you're in this home default setting, you open this crown bezel, and when you get it out, you only need to pull it one more time to click, and then you can actually start setting it. This is the home setting of where I am. So this is the New York City time, and then I believe there was a button. Let me see. Yeah, okay. This is the button that changes the different settings. This is hour, minutes. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Hour. Oh, this is actually this is for setting manually your calendar and your timing. Yeah. Yeah, this is to set the watch, your time and the actual date. There was another function, I can't remember it now, but you could actually do, when you open this, and you could get actually a bunch of other settings. Oh, here we go. It's with this lower button. Yeah, this is the other settings, and I don't remember all of them out of my head. I'm sorry. DST auto. You need to see what this is, and then you have the mute of. I believe this was the alarm sounds, and that's the automatic light. This light has an automatic setting. If you move your hand like this, you can actually make the watch light up its screen. So I'm having it off, and then this is the light setting of how long, when you press this LED light, how long this light stays on. This is for on 3 seconds, and all of this is this is adjustable with this button again. I mean, with this crown bezel when you spin it around. And this is 12 hours and power save on, and city, that's the back. We're back to where we were. So highly advisable, get your manual for these settings. The DST was actually daily savings time. I'm sorry, I just remember that, and I have it in auto, and I guess you should have it in auto too. And again, sometimes you may want to change your time, because the watch does not get a signal immediately when you change time zones, and you may have to adjust it with this button, unless you want to wait till the night, or you can just press the button to try to get the satellite signal when you change the time. So yeah, these are the functions. I'm trying to give you, what I remember. I mean, I pretty much gave you almost all the functions and how this watch works. Just remember that you may need to adjust again the compass and the altimeter, because they're not accurate sometimes out of the box, because the watch just, that travels, you get it from Japan. So you open it, and it's just the watch may not be ready to show you the accurate times. Don't blame the watch. The watch is, is still a machine. It just may need a little bit of adjustment. So this is pretty much, these are the functions. The watch, I'm very happy with this watch. It's been, I mean, it is serving its purpose. It has helped me a lot with the, using the compass, when, being in certain places and I cannot see where north is. So that has helped me a lot. The double time zone has helped me a lot also. So I guess for, all of you guys, you're gonna find different things that you may like or you may end up using with this watch. But it is a rugged watch. I like this watch. It's amazing. It's never shown any problems. I've ended up hitting this bezel many times on different surfaces, and I have no scratches on the glass. Remember, this is a sapphire glass, so it's a very highly scratch resistant glass, and maybe that's the reason why there's nothing going on around this bezel here. I like this watch better than the new GWG 2000, because it has a more protection on this side, on the top side. It's compared to the new model. And also I've been researching some of the prices on some of these parts. This part is $15, and you can get even these bolts here if you need to in some other parts. So $15. I mean, even if you end up messing this up, screwing it or scratching it, breaking it, whatever, you can still replace it easily. With the GWG 2000, it's just not that easy. I've been looking at the parts and they're very, very expensive. And I'm gonna make another video where I compare the two watches, as far as the parts, and what I see, of how everything can be replaced or whatever. So again, this is my experience. These are the functions of this watch. Thanks for watching, guys. Please stay tuned for my other videos. I'll try to make a few more videos on this watch, so I can give you some advice or guidance of how this watch is used, or what functions it has, and this and that, and my experience with it. So thanks very much again, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like my videos and please subscribe. Thank you.